Are you looking for some project ideas that'll fit your budget? This video, I'm going to show you 3. Make sure you stay tuned for the last one because it's really, really cool looking and you can make it easily out of what you might already have in your shop. Let's get into it. So the first project I've got for you is a wood knife. Now, a lot of people look at this knife and scratch their head going, really? Does that thing actually work? But I am telling you that it does. This is a knife that's made out of a hard maple blade that goes all the way down the center of the handle. It's got, in this case, cherry wood on both sides, and it's got 2 3/8 of an inch dowel going right through it, all of this being glued together. And then the blade is sharpened down to about a 15-degree angle on both sides to give it a nice tip. Now, it's not sharp enough that you're going to cut your finger. Perhaps it is if you rub it across the top, the tip too much. But it's going to be sharp enough to cut things like lettuce and tomato and lunch meats and those sorts of things. So they're very handy. You could even, if you wanted to really challenge yourself, make a serrated version of these and use it as a bread knife, and that would probably actually work really well. Very, very simple to make. This is about 1/8 of an inch thick piece of hard maple right down the center. Pick whatever hardwood you want. So this was based from material that I had left over sitting in my shop. But this is hard maple. So this is cherry that I had used. A common combination that I use for this is maple and walnut. Of course, everybody loves that contrast between those two woods. But you can get creative with it. You can throw in some spalted woods in there also to get some of that really nice design in the wood. The other thing that I started doing with these knives is bringing them back, and at the bottom of the handle having them curve down and hook a little bit. So that way when you grasp it like this, it comes up and kind of hooks in behind your hand right there. Basically, I made one of these to replicate a chef's knife that I have in my kitchen. So with these, you can be creative. When you're sharpening this edge, I also made, and this is only because I had to do many of these over and over again, I made a jig for this before I put the handle on. I can put the blade in here. I can tighten these and crimp that blade down so it's nice and solid. It's not completely solid in there now because of the handle. And then once you do that, it makes it much easier to take it over to a belt sander like this and to actually get a proper edge profile on the blade. So a jig like this is not something that you have to make. I made it because I had to batch out larger number of these when I was selling these. Now, getting to the selling point of it, if you're going to be selling some of these things, these I typically sell for anywhere between 20 and 30 bucks, depending on what the material is, if they wanted a specific style or design, and then if they wanted something engraved on it, if you have an engraver that is, then that was obviously an extra cost. When I was batching these out, I did have to buy some of the hard maple, so I spent probably about 20 bucks on hard maple, but being only 1/8 of an inch thick, the $20 that I spent was on 1-inch thick material. So I'm getting a lot of blades out of that material by ripping it down into slices that are only about this wide, and then actually ripping it through the bandsaw on the vertical to get it to 1/8 of an inch thick. If you don't have that, that's fine. You can use planers and all kinds of other equipment to get this down to a thinner stock. You can even put a sacrificial fence onto your table saw and run these blades through in order to rip them down to 1/8 of an inch thick, but be careful doing that. So that's one project idea. It's simple, and if you are planning on selling it, you can definitely sell it, but it's also kid-friendly. You use a food-friendly finish, and these things will last forever. So the next one is this right here. Now, you may be looking at this and wondering to yourself, what is that thing? And this actually has a bit of a story behind it. So this is a hot plate. So if you don't know what a hot plate is, that's when you've got a hot pot or a hot pan or something coming off of the stove, and you need to put it down somewhere, but you can't leave it on the stove because you need that space. In comes the hot plate where you can set it down, and then you can set a pot or pan right on top of it. And you're not too concerned about this getting burned because that's kind of the purpose. This is a project that I made at Christmas time when we were having a family dinner, cooking in our kitchen, and for some reason, we had no hot plates available. So as a result, I found this out, I think it was about 2 hours before dinner time. I ran out to my shop really quick and I thought to myself, okay, how can I do this really fast and throw something together so we've got something that we can use to put these pots or pans on or whatever it was for Christmas. So I came out to my shop and I happen to have an absolute ton of cherry wood. And so because of that, I took a bunch of the cherry and I ripped it down to pieces that were about 1/2 inch to 5/8 of an inch thick. I believe they were actually just over a 1/2 inch or in and around there. And then I had these 2 pieces of walnut. And because of course it was Christmas time, I was trying to find something that looked decent. So I grabbed these with this 1 piece, I should say, of walnut that I had, and I set up my dado blade on my table saw at that point to make channels on this walnut piece using my miter gauge for these to fit into. Once I had the channels in there, I simply took these pieces where I cut them after I cut them down and slipped them into the slots with a little bit of glue. And then at the end, I just put 4 rubber stoppers on it. So that way it wouldn't slide all over the countertop. So sizing for this, they don't have to be incredibly big. This one's about 10 inches square. Now, you will notice that this one sits fairly high. This one sits about, I'm going to say somewhere around 2 inches or just over 2 inches in height, especially with the rubber feet that are on the bottom. There is no need for that. The only reason that I did that is because I was in kind of a rush because my wife needed one fairly quickly. And so that's why I just left it at the one thickness that it was already set at. So this is just another example of something you wouldn't typically build it this heavy, although you certainly can. And I will tell you, this thing has lasted 2 or 3 years now, and it is strong beyond belief. You can stand on this thing and it's not going to go anywhere. As far as retail for something like this, given its size and the thickness and everything, and the fact that it's a cherry and a walnut combination that's finished with a linseed oil on this one in particular, you could probably retail this one for somewhere around the $25, $30 mark, something like that. Obviously, that's going to change from one area to the next. But if you're planning on selling it, look around. This is not a project that you find too many versions of being posted, but it is a really cool one if you're looking for an idea to add a little bit of style to your kitchen. And again, get creative. Maple, walnut, cherry, oak. You can use all kinds of different woods. So make it look unique too and match your kitchen. All right. The last project that I'm going to show you, and this one is super cool. This is something that I actually made for my son. Now, looking at it, I don't know, take a guess and let me know in the comments if you can actually figure out what this is before I tell you what it is. My son is big into computer gaming. And because he's big into computer gaming, he's got headphone, microphone, and the keyboard and all that fancy stuff that goes along with it. But the one thing is his headphones. They would get left on the computer table. They would fall on the floor, sit on the chair. It just looked messy. And so my first thought was, well, you know what? Let's look after those things, I should say, but let's do it in style. And so I made him a headphone holder. All this is an easy project. It takes a little bit longer, but it's an easy project and you don't need a ton of materials for it. And if you look at this thing, it's got a lot of style to it. And something like this, if you're looking to sell projects, will definitely sell. So this is 1 piece of cherry. This entire thing is 1 piece of cherry that I ripped right here and right here to insert a maple strip into the middle of it. If you look at some of this, you can see the grain is actually flowing across evenly on both sides of the maple here. Okay, so this is just a flat piece that's got a chamfer bit routed. I used a chamfer bit, routed the edges to a 45 degree. And then on the back of this, I cut this at an angle that was going to allow this to extend up enough, but still not go past the base. So depending on the size that you did this, the size that you want, the length of the headphones, the angle that you do here might change. If I remember correctly, I think I was somewhere in and around the 20-degree mark, give or take, but you'll have to double check that one if you wanted to make something like this. Now, The other challenge to this one is this is one piece, this is one piece, and this is one piece. These three pieces have to be laminated together. My first concern with this is a glue joint on this miter right here, on that miter joint, is not going to be strong enough to hold the weight of a heavy set of headphones hanging on here. So how else am I going to reinforce this? So here's what I did, and it's actually worked really well. I used screws, believe it or not. I didn't use dowels because this is less than half of an inch thick. So I could have put a 1/4 inch dowel in, but I didn't want to weaken the material too much. So what I did on the top is I drilled a hole straight down the center of the back piece here on an angle, and I put a screw in there, and then I filled that spot in, and I did the exact same thing down here on the angle going this way, where I put a screw in there as well. The reason why I liked the idea of the screws is because it was going to pull the pieces together. And so in addition to that, obviously I glued these joints. This is after the lamination of these pieces were done. And this thing so far has been holding up for about 3 years. Now, this is going to be one that I'm going to be developing a lot more of, and I'm going to be bringing to markets and whatnot to retail to other people to see if there's interest. But there's a lot of gamers out there right now. There's a lot of headsets, and oftentimes they just get tossed around. Some people have them hanging on something, which is great. This is just something, it's really, really cool looking. You could probably sell something like this for about 40 bucks, maybe a little bit more than 40 bucks. And we're talking about only using pieces of wood that are the length of this, and this combined. So this is 10 inches. That might be 3 inches or 4 inches in and around there. And this here is 6 inches. So you're talking less than 2 feet of material. And this is just was a scrap piece that I had laying around in the shop that you can use to make this. So this is a super cool project. It's sturdy, it's strong. You can make variations of it. If you wanted to sell it, you'll do really well with this one because it's gaming in style. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope it was able to give you a few more ideas that you can use. As woodworkers, sometimes one of the things that we struggle with the most is, what do I make next? Or what's a really cool idea that I don't see many things of? And so that's part of the challenge sometimes. And so hopefully this will give you some ideas that you can maybe build on and put your own twist on them and take them from there. All right. Now, if you could do me a favor, if you could like this video and subscribe to the channel, that would be absolutely amazing. It definitely helps us out. You can also join in the community chats if you want. I'm posting on there consistently. So any questions, comments, that sort of stuff, throw them in there and I'll get back to you on all of those. All right. Until next time, happy cutting.